welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. Um, well, we're going into design, or sort of. If you're a developer, but your design skills are not that brilliant, which I'm neither of those things, but obviously I try. I thought about putting up against two things, well, fairly new to me and certainly new to the industry. One is Figma, which isn't new. If you haven't come across Figma, it's a design and prototype sort of application that a lot of designers use to mock up or build up the interfaces that applications might use, and very good it is too. But they have got a few other things as well. They've got the design that I've mentioned, but they've also got Fig Jam, which is like a shared whiteboard that you can collaborate on. But also Dev Mode, where you can translate the designs into code. Okay, and it's been around for a while. That's not really new, and I played with it ages ago, and I've just come back to it because even a non-designer luddite like myself, with Figma you can start to build stuff fairly easily. Obviously, that's great, but if you've got no UX, user experience knowledge, that can end up in a bit of a mess as well. But that got me thinking, okay, with dev mode in Figma, brilliant. You can literally get all the CSS and, like JavaScript or whatever it is, if you're building certainly web apps anyway. And that got me thinking because of late, and it's again something that OpenAI previewed, I think earlier this year, meaning 2024, was where I think there was a guy on stage and he doodled like an interface with, just drew some crude sort of buttons and how it was going to look. And then ChatGPT basically designed like a UI interface. Well, that sort of technology, of course, with the linkage with Microsoft, and OpenAI, that's now, and again, it's not brilliantly new, but it's relatively new. It's got Vision in GitHub Copilot. So if you've got GitHub Copilot, or if you haven't, you can keep listening because it's still good. But essentially, even though you've got GitHub Copilot to ask questions and say, generate me a bit of code, or what does this code do? You can now, in GitHub Copilot, you can use the @ symbol Vision, and you can present an image. And that image could be, again, a very crude sort of hand-drawn, maybe layout of a web page that you want, or an app, how the app wants to look. But also you can upload, and this is where it gets a little bit dicey because copyright and all that. But you can take an example and say, I like this website, or I like this image, or I like that interface, but can you adapt it for me? I want this, I want that color scheme, and all those sorts of things. So you can upload that type of thing as well. And sure enough, it will generate the UI. And interestingly, you're not just stuck with CSS and HTML and JavaScript. I watched a video where someone using Flutter, which is the Google cross-platform for mobile development, built a game in less than 15 minutes. And the interface was fairly basic, but it still was a fully functioning, app from essentially an uploaded image. And you think, where's the fun in that? Where's the real developers anymore? But I think again, it's really about adding superpowers to developers and designers, not necessarily replacing them totally. And that is quite incredible, especially for people like myself who aren't, like I say, I'm neither a real developer or a real designer, that is for sure. But you can actually get something generated quite nice. So, I think with things like Figma, I think there's always going to be that hands-on personal sort of bit. But certainly with the things like GitHub Copilot, with the Vision plugin, and I'm sure that's going to be It is already anyway. I'm sure it's available in other AI sort of platforms as well. But that's a pretty mind-blowing thing. Just, for mine, I literally had an A4 sheet of paper, thought, well, this is how I want my website to look. This is how I want it to interact. So I even doodled some instructions saying when a person clicks this thing here, this data grid will redisplay with whatever data. And okay, you have to go through a little bit of tuning, to ask and reprompt and get the right thing. And that really got me thinking. It's more limited down to just your imagination and time and patience. Because if you're prepared to do that, you can actually get some reasonable code. Sure, you do need to know pretty much what it's doing. So I don't think it's going to get rid of like developers and designers completely, but certainly to be able to get a baseline where you're imagining what you think you want your app to look like and work like, I think it's an amazing step forward. It's a good use of all those billions in AI, that's for sure. And that's what I've got this time around. So let me know in the comments below if you're using this, or is this something that you feel you would be trying or not, and maybe the reasons why not. But anyway, that's what I've got. So take care. Hope you have a good weekend or week, and I will catch you on the next one.